Come apartment hunting with me as someone who is incredibly picky and bougie, but is also trying to stay within a budget. My current 13-month lease is ending, and I'm not in love with my current apartment, especially for the price. This will actually be my third apartment since I started living alone a couple of years ago, so I have a pretty good idea of what I want and don't want in an apartment. Here's the criteria that I'm looking for. It has to be at least a 2-bedroom unit. It's really important to me that I have a home office that's separate from everything else. Ideally, I would also want 2 bathrooms just so I can have my own private bathroom and a guest bathroom, but that is something that I could potentially be flexible on. Also, I'm a little bit of a size queen and I like having a big living space, so ideally somewhere over 1,000 square feet. I could potentially compromise on it depending on how nice the apartment is. I'm also quite bougie and do want a unit that's either a newly built apartment or a newly renovated apartment if it's going to be in like an older building. Love to have stainless steel appliances, but again, I may be able to compromise on that. Also, having vinyl or hardwood flooring is super important for me. I absolutely hate carpet, especially as someone who is accident prone and also has pets that are quite accident prone, and I feel like it also just ruins the vibe. So ideally as little carpet as possible. I would also love for it to be in a nice and convenient part of town. I love the neighborhood that I live in now because it is so close to literally everything. Shopping stores, grocery stores, food places. It's not too far away from both of my jobs. I probably will not end up staying in this neighborhood just because of pricing reasons, but somewhere that's in a great part of town is also ideal. As far as budget, I'm trying my hardest to stay in the $1,200 to $1,300 range, which might be a little bit difficult considering some of the requirements that I have for an apartment, but I have found some pretty good contenders. So let's go take a look at them. The first unit I looked at was nice, but I definitely wasn't in love with it. It's a little small, but it's right within budget at $1,233 a month, and it is in a fantastic part of town. The kitchen was cute, but I do wish it had an island and stainless steel appliances. I loved that the common areas had vinyl flooring, but the bedrooms unfortunately had carpet, which was not ideal. Both of the bedrooms are the same size and have the same size bathrooms, but the bedrooms did feel a little bit cramped. The bathrooms though, holy moly, these are amazing bathrooms. They are absolutely huge. They also have storage within the bathroom as well as walk-in closets. And like I said, both bedrooms are the same size and have the same size bathrooms. So the bathroom and closet size are definitely huge selling points, but something about this unit just felt a little bit too cramped, so I wasn't in love with it. This is the second unit I toured, which I was absolutely in love with. It's 972 square feet for the same price as the first one. With this one, again, the bathrooms are a huge selling point because they're huge and there's a lot of storage space within the bathroom as well. However, the closet situation was a little bit weird. Like there was open shelving on one side and then like an area where you could hang clothes on the other side, but it was a little bit small. But I'm willing to sacrifice the size of the closet for how spacious the bedrooms felt. Even though the kitchen was still on the smaller side, I loved that it had an island and stainless steel appliances. I also love that there's vinyl flooring throughout the entire unit except for where there's tile in the bathroom. The second bathroom didn't have any additional storage, but it was still huge, and I like that it's accessible from the living room instead of through the bedroom. The second bedroom was also a decent size, and it didn't have the hugest closet space, but it had a decent amount of closet space. I forgot to mention it with the last apartment, but both that apartment and this apartment do have hookups for washer and dryer within the unit. However, the unit does not come with the washer and dryer. You either have to rent it for like $55 a month or you can bring your own. I absolutely fell in love with this apartment, and even though it's only 972 square feet, I was amazed by how spacious it felt in comparison to the last one. This last apartment is where things started to get a little bit tricky because I also fell in love with this apartment. The floor plan that I'm looking at moving into is a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath townhome style unit. So I just showed you the half bathroom and the full bathroom is on the second floor. The kitchen is a little bit small, but it's really nice. But the reason I fell in love with this space is because of how enormous it is. Can you believe that this is a 1,350 square foot unit for only $1,249 a month? That's almost 400 square feet bigger than the other 2 units for about the same price. A major drawback is that the upstairs is completely covered in carpet, which is not ideal. The bedrooms are really decently sized though and have great closet space, so that's definitely a plus. The full-size bathroom is up here on the second floor, and it's really not the biggest bathroom ever, but it is really nice and has updated furnishings, so that's something that I really appreciate. These apartments and townhomes were built in the 1970s, so that's something that I was definitely a little bit weary about, but the unit that I would be moving into would be completely upgraded. It would still have the carpet on the upstairs, but all of the finishings, the bathrooms, everything would be completely updated. I just feel like the price and the size are too good to pass up. Alright y'all, so I'm home and reviewing my videos and the pricing for the apartments, and I think I've narrowed it down to either the second or the third apartment. The first one was okay, and I absolutely loved the bathrooms and closets, but it felt a little bit cramped in comparison to the second one despite being about the same size. I absolutely loved everything about the second apartment, especially because the entire unit has vinyl flooring and there's no carpet. Do wish that there was either a balcony or patio with the apartment, but there's not. And community-wise, there's not a dog park, which is something that I am looking for, but it's not a deal breaker necessarily. And the last place is absolutely beautiful. Even though it's a much older apartment complex, I would be getting an updated unit, and the unit would literally be 1,350 square feet for about the same price that the other one would be. So it's like, do I go with a smaller unit that has all of the luxury fixings that I'm looking for as someone that's super bougie? Or do I pay maybe like $15 more and go with the place that's almost 400 square feet bigger, maybe not as luxury and does have some carpet and stairs, which are not ideal, but still gives me way more space, especially as someone who has 3 dogs. So now y'all, I need to make a decision like this week, so I am stressing. Let me know which one of these you would pick.